with Law of Money number 4. This is so crucial by way of follow-up to Law 3. So be sure you checked out Law 3. And while you're at it, check out Laws 2 and 1, which are really good too, in order to help you get the most from Law number 4 that we're going to talk about today. And remember, these laws were first published as ancient wisdom in 1926 in a book titled The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. Today, I'm modernizing them by about 100 years, and who knows, maybe there'll be a new edition of the book that George writes or someone takes on called The Richest Woman in the World. Welcome to the Fife Movement. I'm your host, Amanda Neely. This is the only movement that helps our generation create our unique feminine and entrepreneurial approach to financial independence. So glad to have you here with me today. I need to start today with a pretty embarrassing story, but a story that's all too common today and hopefully will help you avoid a common situation. Back in January, I hired a marketing professional, and I thought he and his team would help me put together this great marketing strategy that would help me help more people. Turned out to be a big waste of time and money because there was no real strategy. His experience was mostly in the real estate industry, so I'm sure he does a really great job for his real estate clients. But I had some pretty high expectations, granted, and he did not meet those high expectations. It turned out, from my perspective, to be a big waste of time and money, except for one very important big lesson that we learned. If we ever hire a marketing executive again, I'm going to make sure they specialize and have experience in my industry and my niche and talking to the people I want to talk to and stuff like that. Marketing is one of those areas where I know a little bit, but definitely not enough. And, when we hired this guy, I didn't even know enough not to hire him and keep searching for someone within our niche or, that specialized in our industry. But now I do. So next time I'm going to do better. And now you know that too. So if you're ever looking for a marketing strategist, I suggest trying to find someone who specializes in your area of business. And I had to tell you that embarrassing story of wasting time and money because it relates super well to Law of Money number 4. Here's what the law states. Money decreases from the woman who invests it in businesses and purposes with which she is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in the area. Now, if you remember, Rule 3 talked about putting together a team of people you can go to for financial advice. But I emphasized maintaining control of your own money instead of handing it over to someone else for them to make decisions about how it gets invested and where and all those kind of things. But I also said that doesn't mean you have to spend a whole bunch of time learning about this, how to be a day trader or how the stock market works or anything like that. You don't have the time for that, frankly. And even if you did, even like PhDs in finance make bad stock choices. I mean, the stock market really is just gambling on things way outside your control and does not fit in with what we're talking about here in Law number 4. So what does it mean to invest in businesses and purposes with which you are familiar and are approved by those skilled in the area? The short answer is that it depends on your personal interests, skills, and connections. But let me give you a couple examples of what this could look like or what I've seen it look like for a couple people I know. So I know this photographer, and he uses his money to help other photographers purchase the equipment they need, cameras and lighting and all those kind of things. And since they're in his industry, they're buying equipment he knows about, he can tell pretty well if they have the ability to pay him back, plus the interest that he charges to help them buy their equipment and get going, right? And of course, he charges way less than an interest card or than a credit card company would charge, right? But he makes enough to make it worth his time and effort, and he is managing his risk, so it's not as risky of an investment there for him to help help other photographers get the equipment they need. Pretty cool, right? Another example, I know of a multi-million-dollar real estate investor, really great woman, and she made her fortune renting out homes that she had formerly lived in. She'd lived somewhere for like 5 years or so and then move, but she wouldn't sell the place she was living in before. She knows the home, she knows its maintenance needs, and she knows who it would be a good fit for, who would be a good renter, right? That would love that home. So she rents it out and purchases a new home for herself. And she's done this several times. And she's built some really great passive income for herself and her family. She's aligned her wealth building. She's aligned her money with something that she's interested in and knows a lot about. So who says the stock market is the only way to make money? Who says you have to be involved with an area of investing that you don't understand? What if there was a way to have a simple, sustainable strategy that involved as little risk and speculation as possible? I mean, of course, if you want to go all in on the stock market and you want to learn all of that, more power to you, if that's important for you. But if you want something, an alternative, I want to let you know there are alternatives out there. And these are the exact sorts of questions I love to help people ask. I personally, full disclosure, I don't have a single penny invested in stocks, and that's a choice that I've made. But that doesn't stop me from growing my wealth. And if you're interested in learning more about how I'm growing my wealth outside of the risks of the stock market, I share more of my story in this mini course that I've created called You Can Control Your Financial Future. To get that mini course, just go to fifemovement.com. The course is my gift to you to share with you more of my story and help you find ways to grow your wealth without taking unnecessary risk. And join me tomorrow as we wrap up the 5 laws with law number 5. I think it's the cherry on top, which in my opinion is the best part. And thanks for joining me and connecting with the Fife Movement. As you go about your day today, remember, wealth is coming your way. Your quest is to prepare for using it well. For more tips on how to prepare, be sure to subscribe, and to connect with the community, visit fifemovement.com. I've also got a gift for you there, that mini course that we talked about that I'd love to share with you. And if my gift of this episode has helped you, please pay the gift forward by sharing this content with a friend. My gratitude in advance. To help this video be seen by more people, please hit the like button, and we invite your comments and feedback below.